No, my mom encouraged me. She told me you can find hope in God. That out of this desperation and out of the challenges, because we could not afford school fees, and sometimes when crops fail, because we used to depend largely on the farm yields, and sometimes the rains would not come in Ukambani. You know, it's on and off, and sometimes it can get very dry. You fetch water from very far. You have to do hard chores to be able to put food on the table. And I used to see my mom struggle because my father was polygamous. And I used to see my mom struggle, really. But she had a lot of joy and a lot of pleasure in doing the things she could do to put food on the table for the children and to support us, to clean us up in the morning and send us to school, to clean us up on Sunday and prepare us and send us to Sunday school. And even when because I used to participate in reciting, verses from the Bible. And sometimes I would qualify to go very far. And my mother would even borrow money and support me to go very far. And I think that helped me. One of the critical things that I learned is very early in life is that there are 3 E's that contribute to greatness: education, exposure, and experience. But I learned to have those in my small circles of life, the 3 E's that contribute to greatness: education, exposure, and experience. In my own circles, I used to have that. Let me answer your question by saying those values were not forced down my throat, but they were talked about. A conversation was created. We would sit around the table in the evening with my older brothers, and we would talk and tell stories, and those stories created the values that I uphold. That even though we didn't have plenty, we were not brought up in affluence, and we didn't have abundance, but we used to share in joy, and we used to take pleasure in sharing. Even though my mother didn't have a lot, she opened her doors for the neighbors, and people would come to borrow simple things like salt, like sugar. They used to matter a lot when you see a neighbor coming to borrow, and we are open. And she encouraged us to be generous and to be able to share with those who didn't have. Values that I've upheld, true to the Bible. Teach a child the way to grow. And even when they're big, they will not depart from it.
Okay.
And I think that has held true for me.
And you still